Yo, what's up, football fam? It's your boy Jay Tuck, and today I want to talk about a player that has been the hot topic button in the offseason. That's been Mazi Smith. Now, we know Mazi Smith was the first-round draft pick for the Dallas Cowboys this past season. Didn't fare out like people had expected. Now, I think the real problem with Mazi Smith is people set high expectations. And I think when it comes to draft picks, we know what Trayvon Diggs was. We kind of know what Micah Parsons was and CeeDee Lamb. I think a lot of Cowboys fans, Tyler Smith, right? A lot of Cowboys fans want rookies to hit the ground running, and I just never thought that was the case when it comes to Mazi Smith. So even if you go back to Mazi Smith, when we did all those late night film sessions, the thing that I talked about a lot when it came to Mazi is, Cowboys Nation, you're going to have to be patient. And that was even before the Cowboys drafted him. I said any NFL team that was going to draft Mazi Smith must be patient because he is a work in progress. Now, when you go back to his film when he was at the University of Michigan, I saw a guy who was a complete wrecking ball. He could cause havoc, but he had low gas mileage. He had high pad level. He wasn't the quickest off the ball, right? But if you look at some of his film, just like this clip right here, I think this was the attraction for Mazi Smith, that, yo, he's just a physical force. I mean, he did like 37 reps on the bench. We all saw his workout video. So that was the main attraction when it comes to Mazi Smith. But from the Cowboys standpoint, let's be honest, he really didn't fit what Dan Quinn likes to do, but the Dallas Cowboys decided to take him in the first round anyways, and I still think there's a lot of opportunity and upside when it comes to Mazi Smith. So let's go ahead and get to the NFL film. On this first play right here, you see him lined up at the 3 tech. And I know this is the conversation piece that a lot of people are having, right? He shouldn't be 3 tech. He should be 1 tech. Things will probably change under Coach Zimmer, which we'll talk about here in a second. But on this play right here, a lot of those traits that he had in college carried over to the NFL level. And if you just watch his get off, when he gets off the ball, the thing that you'll notice is, one, it's a delay, and two, he is standing straight up. Now, I'm not sure if they have this anymore, right? Because this is back when Jay Tuck used to play football, and I'm old as dirt, right? But we used to have this cage, right? And we, as defensive tackles, defensive end, also even linebackers, we were taught to fire off low, fire off the ball low. And if we hit that cage, our coach would be on our ass, right? So if you look at Mazi, just from the standpoint of him getting off the ball, he is standing straight up, right? And as we always say in football, low man wins. And so I just think that, when it comes to Mazi, he is going to have to work on his technique. He's going to have to work off firing off the ball a lot quicker. He's going to have to work on his hand placement. There's just a lot of cleanup. And I felt like at the college level, he was able just to be big and strong, right? Big and strong. And even on this play right here, you can kind of see that. Even taking on this running back and the extra blockers, right? He's able just to be a physical force. But at the NFL level, everybody's a physical force. So he's going to have to clean up his technique, which I definitely think he can. Now, if you watch him play 1 tech on this clip right here, much faster get off, right, in the pass rush. And like I said, I don't think he was really intended to be a pass rusher. But if you're sitting back, and this is at the end of the season, right? So this, you guys know when we played Buffalo, this is later in the season when he got more reps. The Buffalo game and also the Dolphins game is where he got a bunch of volume, right? And I feel like he vastly improved. I think PFF had him as one of the highest graded rookies in one of those games as well. So you saw some improvement at the end of the season, but watch his get off and the hand placement. So it's there. You see it there, right? If he just gets that rip with that left hand, that uppercut, right? That's a good get off the ball, way to fire off the ball, good low pad level, good hand placement. Like, that's it. So you see it with Mazi. It's just that I think that we want to see it on a more consistent basis. And I think when it comes to Mazi, that thing is about getting in shape, right? Not losing weight. It's about getting in shape. And I think, that's where some of the misfires and some of the, some of the conversation pieces when it comes to Mazi. I can tell y'all that Dan Quinn didn't tell Mazi to lose weight, but y'all not going to believe me. So this is what it is at this point. So right now, you'll see him lined up here at the 1 technique. And you'll also see this frequently on the film session here, is that when he fires off the ball, he's kind of like giving up his side, right? And you never want to give up your side, especially defensive tackle. You want to keep your shoulders square. And when you're doing that, you're able to get reach. So watch this guard. He's already in that A gap before Mazi is pretty much out of his stance. He's already met you there, bro. So you really have nowhere to go. And since Mazi is at this angle, he really has no leverage as a pass rusher, right? There's no leverage because if you want to move somebody, you want to move them by the sides, right? If you want to push somebody into the pool or whatever, right? Or decleat somebody, you want to give them a shot to the rib, shot to the side, because they don't have much balance, much leverage, right? So I think when it comes to Mazi, it's just some of those things that really just needs to be cleaned up at the next level and to be able to do that on a consistent basis. On this next play right here, you'll see it once again, right? Just boom, giving up his side, right? He has, you know what I'm saying, you got to use that junk in the trunk, Mazi, you know what I'm saying? So when you're able to give up your sides right here, give up your ribs, there's nothing you can do. You're really just getting moved on out the picture. Now he actually got pushed all the way downfield and to make a tackle, right? But that's not what we want. That's not what our Dallas Cowboys defense needs. So, and I will show you here on a film clip coming up here soon, is that you want to keep your shoulders square. You should be able to see Smith on the back of his jersey, even when he's taking up those double teams. But as of right now, bro, like, you can easily get moved because you have no leverage. Look at his feet's out the ground. There's nothing he can do because he's giving up his side, right? Feet all up the ground. Like, that's easy movement, especially with these NFL offensive linemen. They'll take that 10 out of 10. So he's going to have to work on keeping his shoulders square. All right. Now, in this film versus Carolina, he's lined up right here in the A gap, and you'll see some of that versatility, right? Like I said, he's really not a mover, but if he's able to stay low and keep his base wide, he's able to be a little bit more lateral than when he's standing straight up, right? Think of it as like a basketball player. If you're guarding someone on the basketball court, you're not going to stand just straight up. You're going to be slanting. You're going to have your knees bent, right? The same thing with firing off the defensive line. And you'll see this good slant by Mazi right here. Good hands and able to get to Bryce Young, right? So that's it, man. Low pad level, good get off, wide base. Look at that first step. Lateral, look at that lateral step. Boom, right there. Hands, good hands, rip, and then bend the hoop slightly, you know what I'm saying, for a big boy, right? So that's a good rep from Mazi. Like I said, you see some of the traits, right? So I know a lot of Cowboys fans, he's a bust. Nope. We're not going to hit that bust button. I feel like there's a lot of upside when it comes to Mazi. Now, a few clips I told you about Mazi giving up his side ribs, right? And giving up his side and getting off balance and getting moved down the line of scrimmage. This is what Mazi needs to do a lot more. It's in him. Watch this play right here. He's coming down the line of scrimmage, right? This tackle is trying to cross his face. Now, he does cross his helmet, right? But Mazi is staying lateral, and he even fights back to get his face across from this tackle and scrape down that line of scrimmage, right? Scrape or surf, whatever the kids call it these days, right? This is it, Mazi. This is it. This is the play, right? So let's watch it again. Because if he was to turn lateral, right, and give this tackle just a side rib shot and get ear holes, he's going to get moved out the play, right? But a good job of keeping his shoulders square. Got that inside hand right there. You see him shoot that inside hand. It's right there, right? Get that inside hand there, outside hand free, right down the line of scrimmage, and go make a play. That is a good rep. Mazi, that's it. I would watch this clip over and over and over and over and over again until it gets like, you know what I'm saying, enriched into your brain, man. Like, this needs to be stamped into your brain because this is the play. This is the play right here, Mazi. This is a very good rep. This is it. This is you at the next level. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. All right. And then here again, right, just some of that lateral movement, right? So look how quick, like, he has some wiggle. When he keeps a good base, he has some wiggle, man. He can move for a big boy, right? So look at that, that plant and go, much quicker. Plant, go, inside move, right? He's reading the ball carrier, fighting through, making a play. So it's there. So I understand why there was some attraction of playing him at 3 tech, because it's like, okay, you can go out there with Big Hank. And here's the thing, right? Back when I was at camp in Oxnard, nobody complained when we had Mazi Smith and Big Hank out there in the field. I was actually calling it sexy as well, because that's a lot of beef, right? There's a lot of weight out there, right? And so Mazi has some of that versatility. I mean, even go back to Michigan, he played some 3 tech and played in the B gap a little bit. So, you know, I know people just want him to be a nose, but when you watch his skill set, I mean, he has some more upside to be able to do a little bit more. And I think Dan Quinn is always going to ask you to do a little bit more. But when it comes to Coach Zimmer, because Dan Quinn's an op right now. So the hell with Dan Quinn, right? He's gone. This is going to be, I think, his bread and butter, right? This is where we're going to simplify things for Mazi Smith. I think this is where Zimmer's been talking about in some of the interviews. Just go, smell the breath of the center, be an anchor in, and make a play. This is it. Simple. And there might be a situation where Zim's like, you know what, Mazi, I don't want you to do nothing else but this. That's it. Go hold up this center, go eat up blocks, and free up other players so they can go make pass rush plays and do all those other things, and linebackers can flow in traffic. This might be where Zimmer's really going to simplify things for Mazi, and this is what he does best, right? I mean, he can just be a wrecking ball. Technique-wise, moving lateral and all those, that's going to be a work in progress. But if there's one thing you can really stamp when it comes to Mazi Smith, is this, right? This is where you can just stamp it. Mazi Smith, go be a wrecking ball. So I think just naturally having Coach Zimmer out there, having the new defense, the new identity, I think Mazi Smith is going to take a leap. I know a lot of people want to mark him off and write him off. I wouldn't do that just yet, right? Now, of course, he has to recover from the shoulder injury. He has to gain his weight back. But at the end of the day, Mazi Smith is a wrecking force. And if used properly, I think he's definitely going to help our defense, man. So it's your boy, J Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms at JTuck151. I got a lot more film sessions dropping. I got some live shows coming up, so you definitely do not want to miss. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. And Mazi, go eat so we can go eat. Peace.